Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel Irish Book. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Baron's Cove. After his son is tragically killed, a grieving father with a history of violence kidnaps the child responsible, igniting a frenzy manhunt fueled by a powerful politician, the father of the kidnapped boy. All right, so it's 6.2 on IMDb, but only 432 people rated it so far. So not a lot of people have seen this yet. I'm watching it because Garrett Hedlund's in it. I like him a lot, even though I can't say his name. In addition to him, Brittany Snow, she's awesome. Stephen Lang, and that's it for right now. So we'll see. I don't know. There's some other faces I recognize as well. So hour and 56 minutes long. Let's get into it. Find out what it's about, give you a better idea, let you know what I think. Stick around. I'll be back. Hey, everybody. We're at the credits of what was it called? Baron's Cove. Sorry, but great movie. A little diamond in the rough, I'll say. I really enjoyed this movie. They did a great job. Like I don't want to spoil anything, so I'll talk a little bit more. It's going to be tough, but first of all, Garrett Hedlund, I think is his name, right? He phenomenal job in this role. I think he did a great job. Basically, he is the father, right? And his son tragically dies right in the beginning of the film. Now he works for Stephen Lang. But Stephen Lang is like a construction company that sells, like metal or something. I don't know. He seems like the enforcer, like the debt collector a little bit, and like roughs people up. So, but anyway, so that's that's him, and he has a son with Brittany Snow. They're not together anymore. They're separated, divorced, whatever it is. He gets one weekend with this kid, and this is that weekend that he's supposed to be with him. Son tragically dies, right? And then so he's trying to figure out what happened. And so he starts, trying to figure it all out. Evidently, there's two kids there. This is all shown. Not exactly what happened, but the kids that were there. And the one kid is the son of, I don't know if he was like the district attorney or the mayor. He was some prominent political figure in their little town, right? Maybe a future senator kind of thing. Very powerful kind of guy. So this son was involved, and so he wants to find out what happened. And his son's not like a really nice kid. Anyway, so he ends up kidnapping him and trying to find out the truth. And that's what you get, right? I mean, like, so not really a good ethical thing to do for Garrett, but you still like his character a little bit, even though he's an enforcer for the mob or whatever that guy is, and kidnapping children, But the way that they shoot the movie, it's like, okay, you're rooting for him. You want him to find out what happened to his son, that kind of thing. So, but his acting is phenomenal in this. I think I've learned to say this now a couple times, the pace of the movie was really good, almost 2 hours long. And I, locked in the entire time. I'm getting messages, not even checking them out on my phone. So, I even, up until before the final scene happened, because, you always get the dramatic climax when oh, okay, that's it. And then there's sometimes good scenes after that mean a lot to the film. But before that piece of it, I had already brought up my phone to log it in as a 7. And then it solidified at the end of this because I think they did a great job. So this is definitely worth the watch. Like I said, there is, kidnapping of kids, not great. There's death, that kind of stuff. Put that aside. It's all make-believe, all just for fun. But I think it's worth it if you liked him. And he was one of the guys that I thought, like, he was going to be the next Brad Pitt or whatever. I don't know. I thought he was going to blow up. And not that maybe he has, and maybe I just don't know it. I haven't seen him in much. When he played in Tron, I was like, man, I've seen him in Friday Night Lights, the movie, not the TV show. Seen him in a lot of other things, and then he was in Tron, and I'm like, this is his leaping off point, and I don't know whatever happened. I still will watch anything he's in, but he's not as prominent as I thought he'd become. But watch this, you can see his talent in this one, in my opinion. Stephen Lang was good. He always plays this kind of character, so you'll get that. And Brittany Snow, she not a lot of face time in this. Dark hair, which is different. But she was okay too. Nothing wrong with her. And the kid that he kidnaps, that kid's going to be a star, I think. So, all right, with all that said, let me jump in just a little bit. I'm not going to ruin the ending. I do want to talk a little bit openly. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, right? So you can figure out how this movie's probably going to go. They do throw in a couple of twists, which are great. And so, you know, when you see the end, when we find out what really happened, first we find out what really happened. The kid tells us his story, not true. Then we find out through the videotape what really happened. Again, I'm going to try and protect it as much as possible, right? Then I thought at the end it would reverse itself and the kid wouldn't look as bad as he did, surprisingly. And that's not the case. And I was like, oh, okay. You know, it's flipping back and forth so much, but it was like, you know, so it stayed the way the videotape says it lays out to be. So interesting. And then you see the whole dramatic climax. Great. But the final scene, that is what I enjoy. I like that. You can't, you know, all these times you got to have a happy ending, which is at that prior to this, it's pretty much the happiest ending you can get. Now, you could correct me and say this was pretty happy when you see the final rear view mirror scene. Okay, maybe it is a happy ending in a sense, but you know what I mean. It's not all tied up with a nice little bow and everything's, you know, everybody's skipping along. It's cool. In a sense. I don't know if cool is the right word, but well done, I guess. All right, that's it. Rambled a lot. Obviously, when I speak this much and this fast, I like it. So my recommendation is check it out, as long as you can stomach the bad things that are presented in this. All right, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, that's it. I to think about myself, like as if this happened to my son. Like I don't have the talents that Garrett did in these. You know, he's a bruiser. But you would like to think that you would like to do something and, you know, get, whether it's vengeance or, you know what I mean, out of closure. How about that? All right, that's it. Sorry, longer than usual review. Hopefully it taught you something. Go check it out. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel Irish Pub.